Hey guys, it's Kimberly and I'm here at Powertec headquarters and I'm super excited to show you guys how to properly train your glutes and hamstrings. So I have a few exercises, let's get into it. All right, so first we're gonna start with the leg press. So we're gonna start with dual leg press, and a lot of times what I see with my clients or just people at the gym is they don't know how to properly place their feet or the tempo to go. So a lot of times we see a hyperextension of the knees or locking out when you're pressing up the weight, and they put a lot of weight on there and they're not controlling and contracting the muscles the way that we want to in order to activate the glutes. So proper placement, meaning putting your feet hip distance apart, making sure that you're going down in a slow and controlled motion, hold for a couple seconds, power through, slow, 2, 3, 4. So I like to use the 4-2-1 tempo, which is good for strength and endurance training, and ultimately to make sure that we're activating the proper muscle groups. So if you go too fast, you're definitely not gonna hit those. So also there's a couple placements for the feet. So the regular dual leg press with the hip distance apart, I usually push through the heels so that I don't activate too much of the quadriceps, and I make sure that I squeeze my glutes and my quadriceps as I press up and slowly bring it back down. Hold, squeeze, activate your glutes, pull your core in and press through, and exhale as you press the weight up. Then you can go ahead and switch up the exercise by adding a little bit of challenge by doing one isolated leg press, so single leg. When you do that, you want to make sure that once again, it's slow and controlled, pressing through, firing the muscle groups, glutes, hamstrings, and quads. And don't put all the weight into your toes. Make sure you're pressing through the heels, and don't lock out your knees. I like to tell people go about 90% of the extension of the knee and then come back down. So don't hold it up there. You're not doing any powerlifting or over maximum strength training. We're just trying to activate the glutes and hamstrings and your quadriceps in this exercise. The other position is nice and wide, feet turned out, feet on the highest part of the platform. So when you do this, you're actually getting into more of like a sumo squat, like a deep plie squat, which I love because as a dancer and someone who wants to work on hip opening exercises and getting really deep into those glutes and hamstrings and inner thighs, that's the only way I feel like I can get in there. So turning those toes out slightly, kind of like a ballerina, and pushing, as you push the weight up, you squeeze your glutes and your inner thighs and slowly bring it down. So I feel like I can feel it more into my glutes and hamstrings, and this is also one of those exercises where people who have knee pain, it takes off some of the pressure on the knee when you slightly turn out and making sure that your knees are tracking your toes. So knees are out. One of the biggest things for any of these exercises on the leg press is not letting your knees cave in, meaning when you're pressing out, do not let the knees go inward towards each other. A lot of times people do that and they're pushing heavy weight, and honestly that just shows that you're not engaging your glutes, you're not using the proper mechanics. So always make sure that your knees are in alignment and straight, pointing forward and not coming in. When you're turned out, they're tracking the toes, so they are also turned out. Also, in conjunction with just doing single leg variations on the leg press, there's a really cool one where you actually lay on your side and you're turned facing the side and you do a single leg. So you want to make sure your hips and shoulders are squared off, facing one direction. As you lower the weight, you want to make sure that knee goes basically into the armpit or taps the shoulder. Press up, squeeze, slow, 2, 3, 4 on the way down, hold, press through the heel and squeeze your glutes as you come up. Other than that, we can also do calf raises on there, so you slide your feet all the way down to basically where it's just the ball of your foot, so the top part where your toes and where you would just extend onto your toes. Calf raises are good. You can go turned out, turned in, and neutral stance just to hit all parts of the calf. Hyperextension is definitely one of my favorite exercises right now to target the lower back and the glutes and the hamstrings. A lot of times people refrain from this exercise as well because they have lower back pain, and what I try to recommend is basically to train this because they have lower back pain. A lot of times people have done deadlifts incorrectly over the years, or they pick up things and they don't have proper form, or they don't have strong glute hamstring tie-ins. So in bodybuilding, or people who just want to have a nice backside and strong backside and powerful glutes, we train this because it isolates glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. A lot of times people overextend. Now, we're not doing any gymnastics or going backwards and working on our back bend, so please do not go past just a nice solid straight angle. So you want to be parallel to the floor. So you want your hips and your shoulders to be in the same alignment. When you do that, you'll feel your back working, but you shouldn't be overarching, and that will add extra stress. So as long as you stay tight, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, and make sure that you're basically placing the padding that goes onto your upper thigh and hip flexors. Make sure it's right there, not too high onto the stomach. So positioning is key here so you can get full range of motion, but ultimately you just want to take your time, contract the muscle, squeeze. You don't have to do a whole bunch of heavy weight, lift a plate or anything like that. If you really focus on contracting and slowing it down, you really feel the activation of your glutes and your hamstring. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope this was super helpful for you, that you're able to apply these tips and get more out of your workouts. If you want to hear more of what we do and how we are able to help you take your fitness journey to the next level, you can find us at CrownedFitness.com. You can also find me personally at Mrs. CrownedFit_IFBB Pro on Instagram, as well as at Crowned_Fitness. We'll be posting a lot of different tips on your workouts and just the different things that we do to make sure that we can give you good, valuable information. So if you like this video and you think that it was helpful, please like it and share it with someone who thinks that would benefit from this. Thanks, guys.